Welcome back to Hot Topics TV, y'all. Man, listen, y'all already know Unfoonk, Young Thug's brother. He got a deal before, and he got out. The same time Gunna was telling, and Gunna got out. The same time Unfoonk was telling, and Unfoonk got out. We did not know what the details were or how Unfoonk got out. A lot of people were saying, "Man, you snitched on your brother, bro. You couldn't hold it down. You couldn't stay 10 toes down." Now, Young Thug is still incarcerated. He's still in there saying to them people that YSL is not a gang. We're a record company. Okay. His brother did more telling than anybody else. And now he got out. He violated his terms and conditions of that parole that he was on. And he got caught riding around with a gun. And a judge sentenced him to 9.5 years. So he is back in, right? The YSL RICO case still stands. And they're getting ready to put Young Thug under the fire. But check out this. Because No Jumper released about 4 or 5 pages of paperwork on Unfoonk, which is Young Thug's brother. This is some of the paperwork, right? I'm keeping a camera here because I don't want to take the material. But look, some of the things that were said in his paperwork, all right? The paperwork at the top, it's a plea agreement. And it talks about the state of Georgia. His name is on the plea agreement. Quintavious Greer, a.k.a. Unfoonk. Indictment number 22CSC 183572, blah, blah, blah. And then here comes the rest. Question. This one says, first statement says, I am a member of the Goodfellas gang. So he's not claiming YSL. He said he's a member of the Goodfellas gang. The next one says, became associated with and or affiliated with YSL in 2019. The other one says, on about April 3rd, 2022, I discussed with a YSL associate securing protection for another YSL associate at the Fulton County Jail. The next one, he says, on or about April 14, 2022, I, along with another YSL associate, discussed harming an inmate at a Fulton County Jail because I believed that inmate harmed another YSL associate. This is paperwork, right? He admits to a whole lot of stuff in his paperwork. Question number 6. April 1st, 2022, conversation referred in section 5.1 also discussed using a drone to fly illegal cell phones into the jail. God damn. I will possess no guns during the terms of the sentence of any time thereafter unless my right to do so has been restored. I will commit no criminal acts. And then Q6, number 6, all statements below are truthful. And then YSL otherwise, and then the next one says YSL, otherwise known as Young Slime Life, is a gang. And he signs off on all of these, right? Quintavious Greer. I'm saying Q1, Q2, but it's QG. The nigga can't write for shit, but it's QG. Quintavious Greer. He puts his signature next to all of these. YSL is a gang. I didn't get into them until 2019. I discussed with somebody using a drone to fly illegal cell phones into the prison yard. And we had discussions about harming another prisoner because we believe that other prisoner harmed. Now they're talking about wife and Lucy in this, right? Okay, it goes on. There's more to it because that's only page 1. I mean, Unfoonk told big time. Know what I mean? Here goes the other page. During the April 14, 22 conversation referred in 5.1, also discussed using a drone to fly illegal cell phones into the jail. I will possess no guns, blah, blah, blah. We went through that part already. 4, defendant acknowledgement. And here's his signature behind each one of these. Defendant acknowledgement. All statements below are truthful. YSL, otherwise known as Young Slime Life, is a gang, and he signs off on it. Same shit that Gunna said in the courtroom, right? But Gunna says he has knowledge of YSL members committing crimes in furtherance of the gang. That's even worse. Here goes Unfoonk again. Some identifiers of YSL are. This is what 6ix9ine did in his case. He started telling them everything, like how to identify the gang, what the hand signs mean, all that. Unfoonk did the same thing. Some identifiers of YSL are, and he says, A, wearing green. Green, what does green mean? B, wearing clothing with the word YSL or slime on it. Green is for slime. C, wearing pendants or displaying the letters YSL or the word slat. Next one. One of the colors of YSL is green for slime. He telling boy, one of the colors of YSL is green. Tell him what the green means. It means it's for slime. The next one, YSL uses several hand signs, some of which are A, wiping the nose with the index finger, and B, curling the ring and the pinky finger inward towards the palm while extending the index and the thumb with the middle finger slightly curved. This is intricate details because nobody would know that except for those who are in it. That's page 2 of 4. Plea agreement by Quintavious Greer, aka Unfoonk, in his indictment. Let me slide this over real quick and get to the next page because there's more. Here goes the next page again. He signs off on this. Language that YSL members use includes slat, which means slime, love, all the time. Number 6, calling each other as hood or blood or slime. Was popping blood? What's happening slime? He signs off on that. He's telling everything. Here he goes again. He gives them the symbols for YSL as a gang. YSL symbols that YSL uses includes a green heart, green snake, blowing nose, and green vomit emojis. Shit, I just thought them emojis were just... Anywho, he signs off on this again. I have personal knowledge that members and other associates of YSL have committed at least one of the following acts of illegal activities in the indictment 22SC183572. They are murder, aggravated assault, robbery, theft, illegal gun possession, and illegal firearm possession. I thought gun and firearm was the same thing. This is his paperwork. The other one says, I understand if I violate the pre-agreements that the district attorney can and will use the statements during any judicial proceedings, and I am subject to having the entirety of my sentence revoked and to prison. Well, guess what? That happened. And he signed off on that at number 9. I understand that if I violate this plea agreement, the district attorney can and will use this statement during any judicial proceedings. Well, damn it. The judicial proceeding that's coming up is Young Thug's trial. And in Unfoonk's paperwork, it says if he violates, they will use all this information. Who are they going to use it for? They're not going to use it to defend Young Thug. They're going to use it against him. So thanks to his brother, all this information that he has given is now fair game for them to use in the case against Young Thug. Another one, I understand that any violation of this plea agreement may result in my entire sentence being revoked, and the district attorney will recommend that I serve up to the maximum sentence that is allowed by law in the Georgia Department of Corrections prison. And he did just that. That's the last line at the bottom. And he did just that. He violated. After he signed off on it, those are all his little signatures over here at the end, going up in each box, right? Let's go to the last page. Okay. It says, I understand that violating my plea deal may result in my entire sentence being revoked, and the district attorney will recommend that I serve the maximum sentence allowed by law in these department correction prisons. He signs off on another one. No promises, agreements, or conditions have been made other than those that are set forth in this document, and none will be entered into unless it is memorialized in writing and signed by all parties. See, when that happens is just like an army contract. You can't go in there and say, hey, I'm finished with basic training. Give me my $50,000 bonus. The first thing they're going to ask you is, who told you you're going to get $50,000 bonus? And where is it in writing? You have to have it in a contract in writing. Get a lot of people like this, but it sets everything straight. Anything in this agreement is what they're able to go by, is what they'll stand by in court, is bindable in a court of law. And all this stuff that he told them, at the end of it, he signs down here by saying, Quantavious Greer, have read and carefully reviewed this agreement, and I fully understand this agreement. No promises other than those contained in this document have been made to me. In furtherance of this agreement, I freely acknowledge and voluntarily enter into this agreement without force, without threat, or without, and then no jumper has their ball thing blocking whatever the hell the last word was. February 20th, 2022 is when Unfoonk entered into this agreement, and now he is in prison. He's going to be in prison for a while. It's crazy because here we are talking about Gunna was the biggest snitch when Unfoonk, Young Thug's own brother, paperwork says, I don't care how you spin this, if you belong to a gang that is a secret organization and you guys are trying to flex, and I'm not trying to encourage anybody to get into any illegal activities, I'm just saying, if people are trying to encourage, like if the gang is secret, right? I'm not trying to encourage anybody to do it. I'm just saying, if your gang is secret and you have secret handshakes and you use emojis for different things and you use different hand signs and you have members of the gang who commit crimes in furtherance of the gang, if you go to the police and say all these and sign off on paper on all these, what are you called? What's the proper name for you? I'm just going to leave it at that, because it seems like nowadays people pick and choose who they want to call a snitch and who they don't want to call a snitch. It is the right thing to do to never call a man a snitch until you have that paperwork. Well, Unfoonk's paperwork says this. Leave your comments in the comment section below. I'll get with y'all on another video. It's Hot Topics TV. I'm out. Peace.